Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to connect to Beocat and run a simulation there. So first thing you need to do is get your Beocat account. So I've included some instructions on how to do that. And then next, we'll switch to my Windows virtual machine so I can show you how to do this in Windows. So the first thing we need to do is download PuTTY. I'm going to download a 32-bit PuTTY installer here. And then once that's downloaded, I'll run it. And I already have PuTTY installed, so I won't go through the installation. Okay, so then the next step is we'll open PuTTY. And to connect to PuTTY, you put in your EID. In my case, it's Jeff Comer at beocat.ksu.edu, and that should be on port 22. And then we'll open that. And okay, then I put in my EID password. Okay, so now I've entered Beocat. You can see the Beocat logo here. If you type ls on your computer, you should probably not see, or in your account, you probably should see no files there because you haven't done anything here yet. So I'm going to do make dir test, like I asked you to do in the assignment. Then we'll do cd test. So that will enter the directory test. And then from there, if I type pdw, that gives me my current directory with it, which is /home/jeffcomer/test. Okay, so to run the simulation, we need to copy the files that were included in the assignment there. So to do that, I'm going to open a command prompt in Windows. So I'm going to open this command prompt. And maybe if you don't have it in your dock there, you can search for command prompt. And there you go. Okay, so then I need to move the directory where I've stored that file. CD teaching, and ls doesn't work in Windows, dir. Okay, so here is crownsim.zip. So I'm going to do pscp-P22. So that's on port 22, crownsim.zip. And that'll be Jeff Comer at beocat.ksu.edu, and then a colon. So the colon, after the colon, you'd put what directory you want to copy it into on Beocat, but I'll just copy it into my home directory, so I'll put nothing there after the colon. Okay, so then it'll ask for my EID password. And it succeeded in copying the file. So I go back to PuTTY here, and now if I do ls-trl, I should see the most recent files. And so this crown sim is the most recent file. So I will type unzip crownsim.zip, and that will unzip it. Then I'll cd into that directory. And in this directory, we can see all of the files that we need to run the simulation. Okay, so what do we need to do next? Well, so we're going to use my script to submit this. So if you do copy / so CP is for copy, /homes/Jeff Comer /bin /beocat.sh, and we're going to copy that file from my directory to your current directory, and your current directory is represented by a period. So I'm just going to do copy /home/jeffcomer /bin /beocat.sh to here. Okay, so now if I do ls-trl, I should see this Beocat submission script. So to run the Beocat submission script, I'll do /Beocat, and if I just run it without any parameters, it tells me what parameters I need. So we give a job name. So this can be basically anything that you want to denote what the name of your simulation. Then you give it the NAMD configuration file, and then you give it the number of processors you want it to run on. So I'm going to do /Beocat.sh, and then the name of the NAMD config file. If you start typing in both the Windows command prompt and also in Beocat, which uses a Linux shell called Bash, if you start typing a file name and then you hit tab, it should be completed. So that can really save a lot of typing. If I just type np and I hit space, then it's ready to go. So this is my NAMD configuration file. The first thing I'm supposed to put is the job name. So I'll put crown, because this is a simulation of a crown ether. And a lot of the nodes on Beocat have 20 processors, so that's a good number for our simulation. So I'll do /beocat.sh, the name of the simulation, then the name of the config file, which is npt_18c6_40kcl.0.namd. So this file this simulation has 40 18 crown 6 crown ethers and 40 potassium and 40 chloride ions in water. Okay, so it says submitted the simulation. So to check whether the simulation is running, so if we want to look at files on when we're in Beocat, we can use the command less. So if I do less and the name of the NAMD configuration file, I should be able to go in and look at it, and you hit Q to exit. So I'll do ls-trl to see if my simulation has started running yet. It doesn't look like it has. So I type kstat-me, and I can see what simulations I have running. So you will probably only have one simulation running, but kstat-me will probably give me multiple simulations. Yes, this simulation is still in the queue. So it might take a few minutes for the queuing system to start the simulation, but likely there'll be some nodes open that it can run on. Okay, so now my simulation is running. You can see if I do kstat-me, it's now running and it's no longer in the queue. If I do ls-trl, I can see the output files in this directory. So you can see that this DCD file has now appeared. So we can use this timing script to see how fast the simulation is running. So to use the timing script, you want to do cp/homes/jeffcomer/bin timing. And then you want to copy that to here, which is dot. Okay, so then I'll do /timing, and I'll apply that to this log file. So npt underscore all that stuff .log. And here I'm using tab completion, so I don't have to type everything. Okay, so this will give us a lot of information about how the simulation is running. The one that's fairly important is nanoseconds per day. So that tells us that this is going to run 63 nanoseconds per day. So in 2 days, we should run about 120 nanoseconds. And gives us some other information about the system. Okay, so then we want to take a look at how the simulation is going. So I'll go back to my command prompt here and do PSCP Jeff dash capital P22 Jeff Comer at beocat.ksu.edu crown sim let's see. Well, I need to make a directory that I want to put this into. So let's first do that. So I call this crown sim 1, and then I'll do cd crown sim 1. Okay, so now I'll copy the files from Beocat to my local computer so that I can look at them in VMD. So I'll do PSCP dash capital P22 Comer at beocat.ksu.edu crown sim /**. I want to copy all. So I'm going to copy everything. The asterisk means any file name, and I'm going to copy them all to my local directory. Okay, so I have to put in my password again. Okay, so you can see it's copying all of those output files from the simulation. Now I'm going to open VMD. And I'm going to do new molecule, browse. I want to go to my working directory here. And crown sim 1. Okay, so first I want to load the PSF file. So that's this many _18c6_40kcl.psf. Okay, and then I want to load the DCD file. And the DCD file is this npt _18c6_40kcl.0.dcd. Okay, so I'll hit load, and that will load all of the frames that we have so far from the simulation. So far we have 5 frames. You can see what happens in the simulation. We'll do not water. And then switch this to licorice. And then we'll be able to see the what's happening in the simulation. So you can see that we have these ring-like molecules. These are the crown ether. And then these yellow spheres here are sodium, and the cyan spheres are chloride. And so one thing you might note here is that right here, I'll hit the C key and then click on the on this potassium ion. Sorry, did I say these were sodium ions or potassium ions? And you can see that this potassium ion is right in the center of the ring. In that case, and also it is true for this molecule as well. Okay, so I think that, well, let's if I hit up in the command prompt, it will give me my last command. And let's copy the DCD file down again, because we should have a few more frames because it's run for a few more minutes now. Okay, so now I'm going to click on my molecule. I'll right-click on it and then do delete frames. And I'll just hit delete to delete all the frames. Now we're back to 0 frames. And now I'll right-click and do load data into molecule. And I'll load the DCD file again. And we should find that the DCD file now has more frames than it did last time. So let's see. Okay, so we now have 9 frames. And so I think that should give you all the information you need to complete the assignment. Let me know if you have any questions.